Hello everyone, this is Professor Reha, and I will have posted this to Reddit, obviously connecting to this video on my channel, and what I want this to be is a community-driven series of combats between the two sides 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, what I mean by community-driven is very simple. Just claim a side, red or blue, and you will be provided with 200 coins, which you can spend on units to acquire, right? So, however many units you can choose to afford or whatever, or you can save them, or you can bet the coins. Since the coins have no actual real-world value, that's not a problem here. If you bet the coins, you will double your coins if your side wins, or lose all the coins you bet if you lose, so be careful with that. You may also contribute 50% of your coins to another fellow member's unit acquisition. For example, this particular episode is being released Friday, in case that you happen to see this over the weekend. The next fight is Monday. If a member of, say, the blue team felt like they wanted a 300-point unit, or they think that their side could benefit from a 300-point unit, they could say in one of the Discord rooms that I will be making, in the blue Discord room that I will be making, hey, I think we should get this 300-point unit. Would somebody be willing to contribute? And then people can contribute only to a maximum of 50% of the coins that they had at the end of the last fight. So right now you have 200, so that means you can only contribute up to 100 of your coins. Next fight, if you, say, happen to bet 50 coins and you win, you have 100 coins. Now you've got 300 coins, you can bet 150. That's basically how it works. Fairly simple. And right now I'm only limiting it to 50 because I don't want it to get 50%, because I don't want it to get too out of hand. Also, keep in mind that for now, depending on how my computer feels and how this turns out, I'm limiting each side to 200 units. Now, it doesn't matter what those units are. You can have a maximum of 200 of any unit. So that's the rules, besides 2 other ones. One, obviously, in terms of acquiring units for your team, if people don't believe your idea is a good one, then they just won't contribute coins. But for any other disagreements within your group, vote on it. And then stick with that. That's all. That seems like common sense, but I just wanted to actually verbally state that. Second, any units with a unique name, and I'm going to take, let me see, who's a good example? Oh, I know a good example. Let's say Thor. Thor is unique. Unit. Each side can only have 1 Thor, but you could have 12 chariots, for instance, if you so chose. Or let me see if there's any other kind of unique sounding unit. Artemis, only 1 of each side. Uller, only 1 of each side. Lady Red Jade, only 1 of each side. Blackbeard, only 1 of each side. But you could have 12 senseis. You could have 5 shoguns. I mean, if it's a unique sounding name, assume there's only a limit of 1. Also, I would like to point out, because these units are fairly strong overall, that good and evil units... No, I was gonna put a restriction on those, but I'm not going to, actually, in retrospect. But just keep in mind that certain secret and legacy units are unique and will not be... You can only have 1 of each on your side. Zeus is unique. You can only have 1 of him. You kind of get the idea here. But those are the only real rules here. Finally, this is supposed to be a goofy kind of fun thing, so, getting toxic would be kind of inane, and obviously you'll want to, it goes without saying that you'll want to leave, comments targeting the enemy side in the comments below. That's fairly logical. Try to use old school English insults. The kinds of things you would hear in medieval times, just for kicks. And just keep it kind of friendly, because there's no real stakes here. I mean, there's nothing really riding on this other than the glory of your chosen side. But I just thought this would be a fun idea to try. This battle here doesn't count for anything, so this is just going to be a sample battle for those who may not understand how the game works. But, yeah. So this doesn't actually ultimately matter, but this is what each side will start with. So, yeah, that's all I'm really putting forth here for now. I will actually very likely be making some small adjustments to rules as this goes on. Obviously, for example, if my computer can't handle 200 of each unit, depending on the quantity of units, I may bop that down to 150 or whatever. I'll figure it out as I go along, but there will be a Discord down in the description, and in that Discord will be a red room where only red members can go, and a blue room where only blue members will be able to go, and that will be a role-based thing, so it's not like anyone's going to infiltrate. When you enter my Discord, all you have to do is say, hey, I am on the blue team, or I am on the red team. And then you will be given that role, and you will be able to enter that room. That is basically it. And these rooms will just be so that way you can strategize amongst your fellows, just as a form of, say, community. Your little team community there. And you can plan and strategize. Now, when you are putting together, your unit purchases and your individual bets, just have them in by midnight the prior day. For example, again, next fight is Monday. That will be the first real fight. So have your bets and your unit purchases listed by Sunday at midnight, and use some kind of very specific term. I would do at Reha, Professor Reha, I am purchasing X units and I am betting X coins. Just shout out to me specifically, because I will be the only individual able to transfer between the two groups, so that way I can keep track of all the information necessary. But yeah, that's just about it. Thank you all very much for your time, and if you're interested, you can use the Discord. You don't have to. You can use the comments down below and just follow the similar rules. And yeah, I hope this turns out as interesting and enjoyable as I'm hoping it will. But I thought I'd give it a shot, because it's not anything that anyone else has done, and it seemed like a fun idea when I thought of it at the time. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. So thank you all very much for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed this series too, because this series is more for you. Definitely much more for you. And have a great 24 hours.